And welcome to the next lesson. This lesson we're going to be talking about folder organization. Now, something you should learn when you're starting out is organize your files quite well. Now, there's a video that's going to play that's going to talk about the folder organization we use when you're designing highways, which is a zip file. Just download the zip file and shows you the folder naming that you're going to use. And this folder naming makes it easier for you to know where do you put your alignments, where do you put your corridors, where do you put when you've done earthworks, or that where do you put the pipe culverts. Trust me, when you don't have an organized file folder, you come back years later and you cannot remember where files were. This lesson is about the folder naming structure. So this is the folder naming structure I use whenever I'm working on projects. The folder naming structure I use is laid out below. So I have a folder where I put my styles. So this is where I put my styles. For example, my plan and profile template, my section template, my design speed, my style template. This is where I put most of the things that I use so much. Let's say where I get my super elevations from. Then we have the surveyed data. Then I have the base map that has different, let's say, data from different regions, some from OpenStreetMap, from other areas. This is where I put my surfaces. This is where I put my vertical and horizontal alignment. We shall be using this. Now this is where normally I do when I do shortcut corridors, this is where I open my new corridors and I have a number. So when you're doing like interchanges, I would have like IC1 corridor, IC2, IC3, IC4. Vertical would also have IC1, IC2, IC3, IC4. They'll be in folders. Then this will be now for the sections, which are the cross sections. I would have my final plan and profile here. I would have my earthworks, which I would use for the quantity takeoffs. I would have output. Now output is where I put my final plan profile cross sections because that's the main information that's needed, and then my takeoff sheets setting out data. Reference is my my final is where I put reference data that they've given me. This is gravity, this is pipe networks and laying out everything. Bridge design, this is where I send the information to InfoWorks like we shall be doing. Here, in case I need information, I'm starting with InfoWorks. This is the InfoWorks folder, and then finally 3ds Max, which I use for doing the visualization. Now you can also add Lumion and add anything else, but I prefer to use this as the folder naming structure. So just open a zip file, download the zip file called folder naming, or just this, and copy it every time you're using. So feel free to use this as you wish. And also, it's important to have a file naming structure. Now this can vary based on organization, but one good file naming structure is the number, the date, the file, and the version. So it makes it easier for you to remember the file. So you can name it 1, then you put the date, then you put the file name, then you put like version 1, version 2. The date is always what's important. Now when you're dealing with data shortcuts, be very careful when you're doing that. It's very important because sometimes you may forget to update the data shortcut, and this would be a challenge. But don't worry, that's we'll talk about furthermore that regarding. But if you understand how to name the folders and you use this file naming structure, you're going to make your work much more organized and to be much easier. Now then, at the end, we shall look at things like xrefs and how you're going to use them. Otherwise, I hope to see you in the next lesson.